Hey, what's up guys, this is Saman here from Expert Gadgets, and welcome to another episode of Best iPhone Games. In this video, I've compiled a list of best games of 2019 to get you going through 2020. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon if you don't want to miss out on some more upcoming content. And now, let's get this video started. First up, we have Call of Duty Mobile. I can state with ease that Call of Duty Mobile is one of the best shooter games made for phones. In fact, it might even be one of the best all-time games ever made for phones. This game opens up just like any other new age mobile game would, with regular rewards for logging in, added rewards for being amongst the first players of the game, premium pass monetization for those who wish to play with more intent, and so on. It combines this with classic Call of Duty character classification, weapons and gear mods, and most importantly, some of the most iconic COD maps. It further combines with gameplay mechanics that focus on the realism of elements such as closeness to bullets and gun recoil, along with new age technologies such as augmented reality crosshair scope and the added control of a drone strikes at your disposal. Next up, we have The Gardens Between. Gardens Between is a story of Ariana and Front, who fall into a series of island gardens with various objects from their childhood scattered about. Both of them will uncover various memories from the past and more through stunning visuals and nice puzzles. You can influence each other's actions but can't directly control their movement. Though the world they venture through is full of creative touches and small magical moments, the two characters own every moment, from the way they subtly peep at one another while crossing paths, to the adorable gestures they use to point out helpful objects in the distance, and their body language clues you into their special bond. It may only take 2 to 3 hours to see everything the Gardens Between has to offer, but the warm and fuzzy feelings from start to finish ensure that your memories of playing it will live on. Next up, we have Dead Cells. Dead Cells is really fun. It's actually one of the best games I've played this year. The art is beautiful, the gameplay is smooth, challenging, and rewards both practice and patience. The soundtrack is superb, and rewarding exploration with story is something I quite enjoy. The controls are precise and easy to pick up, and it doesn't take much time to learn how an enemy attacks. But it is hard to maintain composure and stick to your plan when the game throws a larger number of mobs at you. Next up, we have Mario Kart Tour. Mario Kart Tour is unsurprising in how it plays. It features many of the karts, characters, and racetracks seen in Mario Kart 8, but it does strip down mechanics and controls to suit touchscreen devices. As far as control goes, you need only to swipe left or right on the screen to steer and drift. You swipe up and down to throw items ahead or behind you, and you can also touch the screen to get a boost off the starting line, but otherwise the accelerator is pressed down automatically. Next up, we have Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a farming simulation game where you take over your late grandpa's old farm. You'll need to plant and harvest crops, spend time fishing, chat, give gifts to villagers, and work your way through the fields. Most actions can be done with a tap, the music is crisp and clean, and the graphics are just as bright and beautiful as ever. You won't even notice how much time flies when you're playing this, and how much fun you're having along the way. Next up, we have Retro City Rampage DX. The setup here is very similar to Grand Theft Auto, as you either go on missions for various shady characters, like with the main guy you're working for. You can advance the story with him, complete missions for others, or just run around town and blow stuff up. What makes Retro City Rampage so impressive is the way that it really nails the whole Grand Theft Auto experience while being more compact.
Air and sends it behind the shooter. Now here's Williams.
Next up, we have NBA 2K20.
He had his choice.
The mobile game features a nice mix of different game modes and ways to play without arbitrary limitations or free-to-play shenanigans. The most prominent mode is called My Career, which lets you take your created player through a full NBA career, starting out as an unrecruited college player looking to raise your stock ahead of the draft. Overall, it's the best basketball game out there for mobile.
Lakers on D. Outside Williams. There's the screen. 6 to shoot. Now here's Leonard. Defense right on him. He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you. Well, Doris, an interesting game. Moments ago, you had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. What do you have to say? Back to Green.
Next up, we have MotoGP 19. MotoGP 19 once again walks the tightrope almost perfectly. Hardcore fans of the sport are going to find themselves engrossed with the details, while casual players can still hop right in and have some fun. If last year was the overhaul, MotoGP 19 offers the additions that makes the bump in the road feel worth it. Next up, we have Oddmar. Now, I've played Oddmar on iOS for some time, but I had no idea it already came out in Android too. So for those people who haven't played it, here you control an enormous Viking protagonist, a shellfish little oaf, who is pressed into duty when his entire village disappears. He is granted a mystical power by the forest creatures that allows him to jump around by throwing down mushrooms. But in exchange, he has to also save the great forest from evil creatures. All in all, the graphics are great and the gameplay is amazing, and it's a good game to play. Next up, we have Ordia. Ordia is one of the better games to take on the mantle of slingshotting games, and thankfully a free-to-play version has landed on the Play Store. All you have to do is slingshot your way from one end of the stage to another, but of course, once you make it to some of the later levels, you better believe that you'll have to contend with more than one of few obstacles as you navigate your way through your goal. So that was it for this video, guys. Do leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon if you don't want to miss out on some more upcoming contents this year. And as always, thanks for watching. This is Saman signing out.